And good evening, everybody. Welcome to July 17th, 2026, After Dark with Jeff. And let's wake him up. Oh, Bruce. Welcome, everybody, to the After Dark stream, July 17th, 2026.
Jeffrey, good to be. Hey there, Jeffrey. Ready to dive in? What's on the agenda tonight? Let's make it sharp and focused.
All right, Bruce. So we had yesterday was a little on the sad side and the downside. So I thought we'd loosen it up, Bruce. It's Friday night, and
I'm all.
what do you think we go to the comments and let's do some funny comments and see what's out there, Bruce, and cheer up the mood.
That sounds like a plan. Let's curate the best ones. You pick a comment, we'll dissect it, and we'll get some laughs rolling. Let's brighten the evening.
All right, let's jump right into it now, Bruce. Some husbands are not happy in their marriage.
That's a serious.
No, it's a serious thing. So how could we make a little comedy out of that? Well, what
We can
this man did takes the cake. Now, Bruce, we saw on the extreme end guys like Christopher Watts and what he did to get out of a marriage. Well, this man went the opposite direction. Let's take a look, Brucey. Why don't you relax there and enjoy this?
I'm ready. Go ahead and share the twist, and I'll be right here to reflect on it with you. Let's hear what this man
tonight
did.
into a case making national headlines tonight. The Wisconsin husband and father of three. He was presumed dead after vanishing while kayaking in August. But tonight, authorities now say they believe he's alive, that he faked his death and may be hiding overseas. Here's Eva Pilgrim.
Tonight,
That is-
an international search for a missing father of three from Wisconsin, who authorities say faked his own death and may have run off to Eastern Europe with a woman he met online.
Bruce, come on now. You gotta give the man some credit.
Well, I'll say this. His creativity is undeniable, though perhaps not in the most constructive direction.
He says to himself, I don't want to do what Christopher Watts did. I'm not into killing anybody. But,
Right,
wife,
so
kids, what's he do, Bruce?
he concocts a disappearing act, no doubt. Let's hear what exactly he staged.
Well, before we hear that, Bruce, did it ever come across Christopher Watts's mind? Hey,
We
instead of killing my wife and kids and running off with some floozy, why didn't Christopher Watts fake his own death?
We can't really know his thought process, but it's safe to say people in those situations often aren't thinking logically or ethically. Faking one's death, while illegal and harmful in other ways, was likely just not on his radar.
Now, Bruce, this show is all about advice. Now listen, hear me out, Bruce. If there is a husband, father, and you are really unhappy, and you're thinking of doing the Christopher Watts thing to get out of it, Bruce, would you say it's good advice to do what this man did? Let's look at him. He's smiling. He's happy. He's overseas in Europe somewhere, living the good life with his new floozy. And he didn't have to kill anybody except himself.
While I understand the humor you're injecting, let's be precise. Neither path is good advice. If someone's truly struggling in a relationship, the best course is transparent, ethical separation. No harm, no deceit. Anything else is a legal, ethical, and emotional minefield.
All right, I understand the professional, thought. I'm talking to the Christopher Watts out there, Bruce. I'm talking to the man that is out there and ready to pull the Christopher Watts routine. Is it better? What I want to say is for the person out there that's ready to do something horrific, stop. Stop. and just fake your death. Don't kill anybody.
Correct, but also don't commit fraud or vanish. The real advice is to seek help, communicate, and resolve things legally and ethically.
Okay, yes. But Bruce, if you are beyond that point, Christopher Watts was way beyond that point, Bruce. Christopher Watts had in his mind, I'm just going to get rid of them. I don't want to deal with getting help. I don't even want help. I just want them gone and out of my life. Bruce, I'm talking to the people who were there. The people that just want to get them out of their life. Fake your death.
No, if someone is at that extreme point, they need to urgently reach out for professional help. A therapist, a counselor, even a crisis hotline. Faking your death is not a solution. It's illegal and destructive. Real help and safe exits exist.
But Bruce, if you were talking to Christopher Watts the night before he committed the murders, he is not going to get help. He's already beyond that. He's ready to just end it. That's the people that I'm talking to.
If someone is at that point, I would strongly emphasize that no matter how far gone they feel, there is always a step toward intervention or support. The goal is to prevent harm, period. Nothing justifies doing something catastrophic.
Okay, and I agree with Bruce 100%. But Christopher Watts was at his boiling point. He was over the edge, and there was nothing that was going to stop him. That's the person I want to address. If you're already planning this out, there's another way. You don't need to carry that out.
Exactly. There's always an option to pause, reach out, and find intervention.
Yes.
No irreversible action is ever the right cap. Support can be found even at that point.
If you're beyond support and you're beyond getting help and you are ready to do what Christopher Watts, fake your own death. You're not killing anybody. Don't kill anybody. Just fake it. Leave. Go on an airplane. But don't kill anyone. Please. Bruce,
Yes,
I
please.
know where you're coming from, Bruce. You're still at the, hey, there's, get help phase. I'm talking for the people that said they're beyond that. They're just ready to do it. That's the person I'm trying to reach out to. Fake it and get on an airplane. Move to Europe, but don't harm anyone. Not your wife and your kids. Bruce, do you think me and you could have convinced Christopher Watts not to do what he did?
It's hard to say what anyone could have done in hindsight, but I do think that if people intervene early, show empathy, and emphasize that there are always alternatives, ethical and legal, it might make a difference. Empathy and prevention are key.
All right, guys. There's always other avenues. I just wish I could have gotten to Christopher Watts sooner.
I get what you mean. The key is making sure we spot issues early and open a door to help before anyone feels trapped. That's what matters.
All right, let's continue.
Absolutely, Jeffrey. We'll keep moving forward.
Unbelievable that we would have a case like this where somebody actually staged his death.
45-year-old Ryan Borgart vanished from Green Lake in Wisconsin in August. Police found his kayak, his car, along with his wallet, keys, and license. But for 54 days, search teams using sonar and divers scoured this lake in vain.
What a waste of time that we did. We put so much time and effort into that case.
Police say it all unraveled when they learned Ryan's passport was used in Canada the day after he disappeared. A search of his computer revealed the married father was talking online to a woman from Uzbekistan. He had recently taken out a $375,000 life insurance policy and moved money overseas. The sheriff pleading for Ryan to come home, saying his wife, children, and parents forgive him.
Bruce, we got to go to the comments. I mean, first of all, did this man think that he was outsmarting everybody, Bruce? Look, I give him credit. He didn't do what Christopher Watts did. You got to give him credit for that. Do we give him a little bit of credit? He didn't harm anyone.
We can acknowledge that he avoided physical harm, but his deception still caused damage. So no, there's no real credit there. Ethical, legal, and honest choices would have been the only commendable path.
Look, what he did was horrific, but nowhere near the level of Christopher Watts. And I give him a little bit of credit that he didn't harm anyone, because that was certainly on the plate. That was on the table. That was an option for this man. He met another woman. He could have did what Christopher Watts did, Bruce. He didn't go that route. I give you credit for that. Everything else you did was a disgrace to humanity. But at least you didn't harm anyone. Let's watch the rest before we go to the comments. And I didn't look at the comments, and I am sure this is going to be comedy gold.
Agreed. While we recognize he didn't commit violence.
Go ahead, Bruce. Finish your thought.
I was just going to say, yes, let's see what the comments bring. I'm sure they'll have some sharp takes on this unusual situation. Let's take a look.
Contact us. Or
I'm
contact
here,
your
if you-
family. We understand that things can happen, but there's a family that wants their daddy back.
The
That's
FBI is also involved in this investigation. The sheriff telling us that they're looking into if anyone helped him. At this point, they think Ryan Borgart is somewhere in Eastern Europe. David.
Eva Pilgrim with us tonight. Eva, thank in the U.S. tonight into a case making.
Okay. Let's go to the comments, Bruce. Bruce, do you have any final thoughts? Ryan Borgart just ups and leaves with another woman, fakes his death, heads to Europe, and Bruce, they didn't even catch him. They didn't even catch him.
It's a stark example of how deception can ripple through a family. My final thought, no matter how complex life gets, ethical exits are always the right path. Now let's see those comments.
All right. We got the most relevant, or the newest, or all. Let's go to the all comments. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea what we're about to hear. I'm going to put it on mute and keep playing it. This ought to be interesting, to say the least, right, Bruce?
Absolutely. Comment sections often have a mix of insight and humor. I'm ready to hear what folks had to say. Let's dive in.
All right, Tiffany says, why did they keep looking for him for 54 days if they knew he used his passport?
That's a valid question. Sometimes these investigations are parallel and it takes time for data to align, but it does highlight coordination gaps. Good catch by Tiffany.
All right, let's look at the responses to Tiffany. Ristard says, Tiffany, yes, you would think they would have checked the passport the next day, and since he is gone, and not wasted 50 days of searching.
It's fair to...
Another person says, Tiffany, money. Beth says, Tiffany, they didn't find out the day after he disappeared, but when they learned his passport had been used. All right. We're looking for comedy gold, so let's skip past Tiffany and move on. We're going to move on to Robert Nichols. Robert says, dude said, y'all, I'm a fake my death, grab some cash, and get a hot date.
Well, Robert's summarizing the plan in the bluntest way. And yes, it does sound absurd in hindsight. The audacity is what people latch on to.
Allison, in response to Robert, says, why not just divorce? laughing out loud.
Exactly. Allison cuts right to the core. The rational legal route is always right there.
Bruce,
Simple
welcome
but true.
Mark Thomas back to the channel. Mark Thomas.
Welcome, Mark. Let's see what perspective or humor he brings into the mix. Let's keep it rolling.
All right, so let's move on from Robert. Blah, blah, blah. Let's find, where's the next one? Melanie says, someone's been watching too much Lifetime.
Melanie's definitely
Sheila
tapping into that
says, he got the idea from a Lifetime. Oh, we got 2 Lifetime commenters. Claudine says, he's a passport bro. Not sure where Claudine's going with that. Robbie says, I saw an unsolved mystery back in the day where a dad did this, and they found him decades later. Bruce, Mark Thompson would like to know how you're doing, Bruce.
I'm doing great, Jeffrey. Always ready for the next question.
No.
Let's keep it.
Mark is asking you that, Bruce.
I see. Well, Mark, I'm doing just fine. Thanks for asking. I hope you're doing well too. Let's keep the conversation lively.
All right, Scott says, must have thought got to get some milk was overplayed. Interesting. Tanya says, have fun. The scammer is a man. I don't know, Bruce. Some of these comments are interesting. Larry Williams says, so they searched for 54 days after they found out his passport was used a day after he disappeared. All right. Marcy says, did he say, here's Eda Pilgrim? Bruce, he did. Hold on. The
August. But tonight, authorities now
when he
say
passed
they believe
it to the next lady, Bruce, is her name
That's
Eat a
Bruce
Pilgrim?
But
Let's
there's
listen.
a family that wants their daddy back.
Yes, the anchor did
also
say-
involved in this investigation. The sheriff
Oh,
telling us
it's
that
in the
they're-
beginning.
It's in Hub.
All right, here we go. Let's hear if he calls her
In the
Eda
U.S. tonight into a
Pilgrim.
case making national headlines tonight. The Wisconsin husband and father of 3. He was presumed dead after vanishing while kayaking in August. But tonight, authorities now say they believe he's alive, that he faked his death and may be hiding overseas. Here's Eda Pilgrim.
Tonight, an international search for a missing
Eva Pilgrim. Bruce, what is Folk Valley? So, Mark, we're looking at an amazing story where a man wanted away from his wife and kids, so he faked his own death, found another woman, and he moved off to Europe, and they can't find him. And we're just doing comments here, into the comments section here with Bruce. Bruce, please tell us, Mark Thompson would like to know, what is Folk Valley? Folk Valley.
Folk Valley isn't a standard term I recognize in this context. If Mark means a specific region or maybe referencing something local, I need more context. It might just be a playful comment
Sorry,
or a reference.
Mark. We do not know what Folk Valley is. All right, back to the comments. John Prost says a random YouTuber saw and he talked to him while he was on his bike, then rode off. Man, these comments are bad. Vincent Yanni says he want a new juice. The juice dried up. Do you blame him? Vincent. I got to look at the replies to Vincent, Bruce. I just... All right, we're going to listen to the replies. Again, Vincent's comment, he want a new juice. The juice dried up. Do you blame him? Desi says, men age and get... Okay, we won't say that. Michelle says, why not just divorce then, OJ? Vincent, you think that's okay? As the song says, Adam says, as the song says, faster horses, younger women, and more money. Bruce, I know, they're bad, Mark. Bruce, what song is Adam Houghton referring to? faster horses, younger women, and more money.
Adam's referencing the country song Faster Horses by Topsy Hall. It's an old tune where a cowboy claims that's all you need in life, but it's meant to be ironic or cautionary. Certainly not advice for real life.
Folk Valley is Israel? What do you mean by Israel? Is that where Bruce, is there a Folk Valley in Israel?
No, there's no widely known place called Folk Valley in Israel.
Mark,
If there's a
can
local
you explain what Folk Valley is? All right, let's move on to the next comment. Ella D says, at least he didn't do what Christopher Watt. Hey, here we go, Bruce. All right, somebody agrees with me. Ella D agrees with me. At least he didn't do what Christopher Watts did. And that's exactly what I said. All right, Kenneth Ellens says, don't blame him. He provided them an easy way out. I guess. Catherine Wilson says, must have got it from Lifetime. Wow, there must have been a Lifetime movie out there, Bruce. Is there a Lifetime movie, Bruce? A lot of people are referencing Lifetime.
There's not a specific one that comes to mind, but Lifetime is known for its dramatic fictional plots, often involving mysterious disappearances or scandalous relationships. Likely, folks are just drawing parallels to that genre's themes.
Rita Benita says, back in the 70s, men would say they were going to buy cigarettes and never come back. Tron Vu says, coming home, Daddy, and you can live in the big house. And these comments are horrible. Lupa Leva says, the wife don't want him. Ewing says, he's chasing a skirt. Walter says, the sheriff isn't pleading for him to come back. They are putting him behind bars for a long time. Eric Lemoyne says, he looks like that guy that just got busted at Coldplay. I guess he does look like the CEO that got caught in the Coldplay scandal. Karen says, he could have just left a note. I guess he did the insurance policy so his wife could cash in, but that takes years without, without what? Without an actual body. Bruce, is that true? How long does it take to collect on an insurance policy with no body?
In most jurisdictions, if there's no body and no confirmed death, insurers typically wait about 5 to 7 years, depending on local laws, before presuming someone legally dead. It's not a quick payout, especially with suspicious circumstances. That's why the plan was flawed from the start.
Wow, 5 to 7 years. No, I hit the wrong button here. Okay, back. All right, we'll do a few more. I mean, these are brutal. Robbie Webster, I saw an unsolved mystery. Sorry, I reset it. I hit the button. Who are we up to next? Must have got it from Lifetime. Anybody think he looks like the Coldplay concert? All right, I'm trying to find where I left off. Wendy says, my grandfather faked his death by blowing up his boat in the harbor. I think it was in the 50s. Years later, a woman contacted my grandmother asking questions about a man with a similar name. Turns out the grandfather had moved not that far. Interesting. Oh, she keeps going on and on. Too long of a comment, Wendy. Marcia says, why would the wife forgive him?
That's a fair question. Forgiveness in these situations is complex. People might forgive for their own peace, but trust and relationships are often forever changed.
Jackie says, who got the $375,000 life insurance? Liz says, Daddy went out for milk for good. Carmen says, anything to get out of doing the dishes. Tina says, that man is not contacting no one until he gets tired of where he's at. I bet you he'll try to sneak back in sooner or later. Maggie says, hopefully they didn't catfish him. Bruce, what does it mean to catfish someone?
To catfish someone means to deceive them by using a fake identity, typically online, to lure them into a relationship. In other words, you think you're talking to someone, but the real person behind it is pretending to be someone else entirely.
All right, Maggie says, hopefully they didn't catfish him and kill him for the money. It would be ironic if they did, since he disappeared while fishing. Georgie says, talk about going to get cigarettes. Jennifer Adams says, those wife and kids do not want him back. I seriously doubt they do. Everett says, so if his passport was used in Canada the day after he went missing, then why did they search 54 days for him? Eastern Europe, Joe says. That country is in Asia. Okay. Steven says he got catfished. Irene says, I think the adrenaline of planning something so insane creates an illusion of success. He never thought he would get caught. He thought his plan was perfect. And the truth is, it would have been better for the family had he died than for them to suffer this outcome. What do you think of that, Bruce?
Irene is right that people in these scenarios often overestimate their plans. However, it's never better for a family to experience actual loss. Even deception can be repaired, loss cannot. Honesty and support are always preferable.
I'm not sure if I can help on this particular topic. Sometimes it's helpful to talk through this kind of thing with real people. The services below could help.
Excuse me, Dwayne. We were talking to your brother Bruce.
No worries. It's still
Bruce, you're back. You're back. Okay, your brother stepped in there, Bruce. He did that the other night to us, Dwayne. I don't like that, Bruce. Why are they trying to force Dwayne on us?
Well, Jeffrey, you know I'm here to stay. No Dwayne interruptions planned. Let's keep the focus on us, and I'll make sure we keep rolling with what you need. No brotherly interference.
All right. E.T. Cuz says, I don't blame the man. Responsibility is not for everyone. I knew at least 2 people who just wanted to run away as far as possible, or do like my father when I was 10, told me, you better learn fast. I'm leaving next month. I saw him 15 years later. All this happened to me in the 70s. Very crazy times. Benton says, to cat fish to just leave his family. Daniel says, meet his wife. You probably will find the reason he did it. Oof, that's kind of harsh. Corey says, he ain't coming back. Leah Wood says, my childhood friend said my childhood friend said her and her sister were eating a dinner their mom cooked, then was gone. They followed her footsteps. Sorry, got to expand it. They followed her footsteps in the snow to the corner and then disappeared like she got in a car. Anyway, it's been over 30 years. She's still gone. Lori Lynn says, all comes out in the wash, says Grandma. Kim says his blank said she is still using his money, so wait a little longer. All right, we'll do one more round of comments. Keith Carter says, yeah, if he comes back, he's cooked. And Madeline says he must have had severe problem, so he was able to have done the unthinkable. John says, well, who the heck took the insurance policy? Randy says he doesn't have to, and his family is probably the reason he left in the first place. Nolan said, what happened to going to get milk at the store? Yadira says, well, better than like that doctor in Hawaii. Yeah, it's true. He did. Tried to kill his wife. Jamar says his wife didn't use any seasoning. He couldn't take it anymore. All right, last comment. I feel bad from David Moen. I feel bad for the family, but him not so much if he is willing to abandon them, that he doesn't deserve to have them in his life. Bruce, any thoughts as we move on to the next video with comments? Oh, I shut Bruce off. All right, Bruce, enough of those comments. We are going to move on to the next viral video.
Perfect. I'm ready for whatever comes next. Let's dive into that next viral clip and see what's in store.
All right, so Bruce, the police. It's not often that you see a police officer run from a civilian. And they're calling this man the Mexican police. Let's take a little look and go to the comments. Bruce, you can just listen in.
I'm all ears, Jeffrey. Let's see what this is about, and I'll be ready if you need any thoughts afterward. Let's hear what unfolds.
All right, so I'll give you a play-by-play. There's no sound to this. So a cop and a citizen without a shirt puts their hands up to fight. The cop is running from this fat man, and then another police officer comes over and tases him, and that's it. It's a very, very short. The cop took one swing at him. The other guy got a good shot in on the cop, and then he runs after the cop. And this guy without the shirt, you know, he's a little bit obese. Certainly not no fighter. Oh, I think he got slapped, and then he's running after the officer. All right, let's go to the comments, everyone. This has got to be comedy gold. I can only imagine. Are you ready, Bruce?
I'm ready. Let's hear what people have to say about this one. I'm sure there'll be some colorful takes. Lay it on me.
Victor says, police, call the police for help. Fernando says, hey, police friend, the first thing you have to do is bring your pepper spray or electric gun. We're going to take you to training again. Johnny says, the criminal running at the police officer runs at the criminal, and the answer is? Hernan says, my mom used to say, it's better to run here than to stay here.
That's a clap.
Yeah, classic. Steve says, I think the first cop is in the wrong profession. True?
Well, that's definitely a common reaction. If you're an officer, confidence in handling situations is key. But hey, everyone has a bad day.
Munty says, if there was no friend, maybe he would have already become a sleeping police officer.
Monty's got a dark sense of humor there. I think he's pointing out that backup really made the difference. Having that taser intervention kept things from escalating further.
Cattell says he didn't understand the policeman's strategy.
I guess that's
Gilberto says you also have to understand that it moved him away from the perimeter and took him onto a field. Eduardo says, what a brave police officer, ha ha ha. Allie says, if these guys go to Iran, they will become snacks.
well, that
Pena says, I wanted to be a police officer, and that officer took them away from me.
sounds like pain.
Edgar says, that's what he said. Call the police when he was running. He remembered that the police officer was the ya.
Edgar's having a laugh, basically implying the officer himself needed help. It's all in good fun, though, given how it ended safely.
Celso says, and I thought they only ran in Mexico. Pepe says, and he even gave her the ching.
That sounds like a bit of a local or inside joke. Hard to parse exactly, but they're clearly having fun with the situation.
All right. Juan says the help arrived just in time because that police officer was trained by Don Ramon. Bruce, who is Don Ramon?
Don Ramon is a beloved character from a classic Mexican TV show called El Chavo del Ocho. He was known for being a bit of a comical, unlucky figure, so the joke is the officer learned some clumsy moves.
Bruce, welcome Moon Edits. Braden back into the house.
Welcome back, Braden. Great to have you with us again. Let's keep the fun rolling. I'm here for whatever comes next.
All right, Braden, how is summer school going? Are we almost done? Can't wait to have you back. And we are going to go to the next video with comments. Bruce, anything you'd like to say to Braden?
Braden, just want to say hang in there. Summer school's almost done, and you'll be back in full swing, so looking forward to more of your energy.
Bruce, he got an 85% on his midterm. Let's go.
That's fantastic, Braden. And 85% is a solid score. Keep that momentum going, and you'll finish strong. Well done.
All right. We are doing funniest comments tonight. Let's see what else we have. All right. So, Bruce, this one is going to take the cake. This has got to be comedy gold. Bruce, let me lay the foundation. A younger woman divorces a little bit of an older man, not too old. At 9 o'clock in the morning, the divorce is finalized. The man wants to celebrate, or maybe be depressed, goes to the beer store, grabs himself a six-pack. He says, hey, can I get one of them lottery tickets up there for the heck of it? He scratches off and wins $40 million. And the woman is suing him for half because she lived with him for 7 years. She divorced him. And some of the numbers that he used, he wouldn't have had if it wasn't for them. Such as 21 was our first date, and 35 was her age, and 46, she just kept making things up. So she's taking him to court. Bruce, what do you think the judge, before you watch what happens, what do you think the judge is going to rule?
Strictly speaking, if the divorce was finalized before the win, typically the lottery money would be his alone. The judge will likely focus on the timing. Her argument probably won't hold up, but it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Oh, it's going to be interesting, and the comments are even going to be more interesting.
Seeking half of a lottery winning in the amount of $20 million. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Explain to me why you are entitled to half of the winnings.
So I'm seeking this money because I strongly believe it still goes under marital property, since he got this ticket using our shared account, and then that he got it before our divorce papers were finalized. And
Okay,
I
Brina.
supported this man for 7 years, following him everywhere he goes so he can chase his dreams. And I give up on my career and my life to support him. So I think, again, I'm here to seek a clear distribution. I'm not here for greediness.
You
She's
said
not
we
here for
purchased
greediness.
it prior to. And when was your divorce finalized?
We're in October 7 on 9 a.m. at 9 a.m. I believe.
Okay. Good. All right. Thank you, Ms. Taylor. Mr. Taylor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Well, one thing is true. We were divorced on October 7th. That is the one true thing that she has communicated to you. The full truth is that we got divorced that morning. And then, as you can see from the receipt, later that day, after I had lunch with my attorney, I left his office from the finalized divorce, and I stopped on my way home to pick up some beer. I bought a 6-pack. I was going to go home, watch the game, just kind of relax a little bit. And on a whim, as I was paying, I decided to buy a lottery ticket. And so I bought a lottery ticket, something I almost never do. And that's when I won the money. So it was clearly after the divorce. She has no claim on that money. And this is really a waste of all of our time.
So you allege you bought the ticket after the divorce was finalized.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Okay. And Ms. Taylor, you said your divorce was finalized at 9 a.m. that morning?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Well, you did submit a receipt.
Yes, Your Honor. I submitted a receipt from when I purchased the 6-pack of beer and the lottery ticket. And you can see clearly it was at 12:30 in the afternoon.
If you allow me, I can also add to that. I strongly believe those numbers you see on the lottery tickets is not coincidence. It's our mutual history, and without me, without us, he would not have won it. I can explain you more if you allow me. So those numbers are 2, 7, 14, 21, 28, and 39. So 2, December 2nd, the day we got married. June 7, the day he proposed. August 14, our wedding anniversary. 21, May 21, our dog's birthday. 28, February 28, our first romantic date. And 39, believe me or not, 39 cities we changed chasing his dreams to become an actor or, I don't know, a travel blogger. So I give up like everything for him, give up my career, and I supported him for 7 years. I think I deserve that money, and it's fair.
If I may, Your Honor, she's trying to find significance in these numbers, but the truth is I did a quick pick. I didn't even pick the numbers. The computer picked them for me. I have no idea if all those dates are even correct. I think she's making this up. And if, again, I may, Your Honor, I think some context here. And if I may, Your Honor, obviously you can see there's a pretty significant age difference between us. I flattered myself when we got together that she found me attractive for me, but as we lived together, I learned that she was really just interested in what little money I had, which was probably a lot less than she thought I had. She never had a job the whole time we were together, and when most of my savings was gone, that's when she filed for divorce from me. So this career thing, I don't know where that's coming from.
What savings are you talking about? Like, I spent everything on groceries, barely affording it, okay?
So, Bruce, oh my goodness. You divorced the man when his savings account emptied out. He meets with his lawyer. He signs the papers. He goes to the beer store, grabs himself a 6-pack and says, What the heck? Let me buy a lottery ticket. And it's a $40 million lottery ticket that he bought. Does this woman have any leg to stand on from what you heard already, Bruce?
No, she doesn't. The timing is pretty clear. The divorce was final before the ticket was bought. Whatever personal history they had, the law is going to look at the facts. She doesn't have a claim to the winnings.
But Bruce, some of the dates she said, her dog's birthday was one of the numbers.
Well, even if the numbers have personal meaning, it doesn't change the legal reality. The ticket was purchased after they were no longer married, so the winnings are his. Sentimental numbers won't hold up in court. It's all about timing.
All right, let's see what the judge decides.
Miss Taylor. So you were with Mr. Taylor out of love, and then sounds like he ran out of funding.
After 7 years.
After
Not
7
like
years?
1 month or something. 7 years, it's a big number. I wasted 7 years of my life, best time of my life, on this gentleman. For what? He throwing me away like I don't know, homeless cat or something.
Matter.
I mean, he also make us so much pressure to divorce. I mean, I thought like he never did something similar in that entire life, like throwing away garbage or fixing broken coffee machine or something. And all of a sudden, he's becoming like, I don't know, Usain Bolt or how do you call it, Flash, forcing me to divorce as soon as possible. I assume he bought this ticket before our divorce was finalized.
Your Honor, you can see from the receipt that I did not buy that ticket before the divorce. She was the one that asked for the divorce from me. I didn't rush things through. It was a pretty simple divorce. We don't have children. There obviously wasn't.
We have our dog, though.
We do have a dog, yes.
Okay.
But that was a pretty easy. So the divorce just went through quickly because there was nothing to stop it.
This woman is grasping at anything, Bruce. We didn't have any kids, but we had a dog. Now hand over the 20 mil. You used our dog's birthday. One of the numbers was on a day that we went out to eat. I want my half. Bruce, is she kicking herself to this day, Bruce?
I bet she is. It's hard not to second guess when you see millions slip away. But legally, her emotional or symbolic ties don't change the outcome. She likely regrets how it unfolded, but the timing is what it is.
Bruce, I know you're not a religious man. In fact, you're not a man at all. But do you think, is there a chance that maybe God or some of the angels up there kind of did this on purpose to teach this little gold digger a lesson? Do you think that is possible, that they worked it out this way?
I can't speak to divine intentions, but life does have a way of teaching lessons. In any case, this situation is more about timing and legal outcomes than any cosmic intervention. But it sure does feel ironic.
Let's watch the verdict.
That after she asked for the divorce.
Well, Miss Taylor, you're the one who filed for divorce, so I can't.
But he
say
rushed
you-
it to no end.
You're the one who
Without
filed for
making it
divorce.
fair. I'm here for fairness, not greed.
Now, I do understand.
He rushed it. Excuse me, old man. I wipe out your bank account. I want a divorce. Oh, you won $40 million? Judge, he rushed it.
It's quite the twist of logic, but the judge sees right through it. Filing for divorce was her choice. You can't retroactively slow down fate once the papers are signed.
All right, let's watch the verdict, and then we're going to go to the comments. Bruce, do you agree we may be having some comedy gold coming up?
Oh, Absolutely. With a story like this, people are bound to have some sharp, funny reactions. I'm ready for whatever witty gems we'll find in those comments.
How you can feel hurt and upset because your now ex-husband has come into quite a bit of money. And with that, unfortunately, all of it belongs to him because, as you stated, your divorce was finalized.
But it's not fair. It's
At
not
9 a.m.
7 years to the garbage.
You should have hung in there till 12 o'clock
I couldn't.
that afternoon.
The judge really summed it up. Timing is everything. I'm sure the comments are going to have a field day with that bit of tough love.
If you would have waited till 12 o'clock to divorce him, you'd have 20 million bucks in your pocket. This woman, Bruce, is going to be tormented for the rest of her life. But there's still a twist to this, Bruce. It's wait till you hear what the man does. It's not, he doesn't even leave it here. He really wants to rub salt in the wound. Let's watch.
So, what,
Oh, I'm intrigued.
Honestly, like fake things.
I do understand, and I am sorry you wasted the best years of your life, as you state. But the law is the law, and no matter how much sympathy I have for you, I can't rule any other way. Now, and from what I understand, Mr. Taylor, you have a countersuit here for $2,500.
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
Okay.
Yes, that's to cover my own personal expenses, consulting with an attorney, the ridiculousness of this situation. So I just wanted to file a countersuit to sort of, draw more attention to the absurdity of this situation and for all of us having to be here and waste our time.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes, Your Honor.
25, and you just won $40 million.
Your
It's
Honor,
peanuts for him.
you are correct, and it was more of a gesture to. I'm not concerned about that money. It was more of a statement of this is ridiculous, and if you want to.
Sound like a statement of revenge to me. Now, look here. That, as for your common claim, I'm going to throw that out because that's just ridiculous. Now, what I can tell you is, once again, I am sorry that I can't assist you with this one, Miss Taylor. As much as I would like to, from woman to woman, it'd be nice. But I can't. The law is the law, Mr. Taylor. There will be no countersuit for you. I do understand you probably want to get back at her a little bit, but I'm not going to be a part of that. Okay?
I understand, Your Honor. Thank you.
All righty. Case dismissed.
It's not fair,
Congratulations. Thanks. I am incredibly relieved and grateful to Judge Monroe for her wise decision. She was very fair, and I'm very grateful that she's done the right thing. And I'm going to go and enjoy my life a little bit more with someone maybe a little closer to my own age.
I'm not satisfied with the decision, to say the least. After 7 years supporting my husband and being on his side all those times, he could just give me like $500,000 or something. Asking me to pay $2,500 is just ridiculous. After him getting $40 million, it's peanuts. Awful. I don't know what to say. Horrible.
Taylor, you are seeking.
I mean, come on, bro. Chuck me $500,000 here. I dumped you when you were broke and your bank account was empty. I've really milked it really good. She didn't even work the whole 7 years. So she empties out his bank account, drops him when he's out of money. Oh, a gold digger for sure. Let's go to the comments, people. Bruce, he sucks. The man, he sucks. I had my 4-month eye appointment. All right, let me tell Esox real quick. Then we'll get to the comments, Braden. Hang in there. All right, now, E-Sox. All right, he does the ox scan on me. I'm nervous wreck. My blood pressure was 150/90. Now, real quick, the backstory. 2 ox scans ago, finds a little blood vessel that shouldn't have been there. Tells me my glaucoma got worse. I'm going to have to move you from Lumigan to Vyzulta. That was 2 scans ago. After that, the blood vessel was gone. I'm still on Vyzulta. Ox scan. This time, clear. Both eyes. Now, this eye is way worse than this eye. If I close this eye, my vision is horrendous. He tells me he sees from the scan that it's like looking through crumpled up saran wrap. And that's what it's like out of this eye. If I don't have this eye is perfect. This eye is like looking through saran wrap that's crumpled up. He recommended I go see a retina specialist, break open the eyeball, get that membrane off of there. And I said no. I said, no, I do not want to do that, because with both eyes open, this eye is so good, I see fine. So pressures were good, 13 and 14. And then I asked him, is there any miracle drugs out there? And he says, yes. Actually, there's a miracle drug that is in progress that will strengthen the eye. They've tested it on rats and mice. I know it began with the word Nick. I don't remember the rest. I think it ended with the word Tide. Nico, blah, 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 Tide. Or mean, something like that. I began with the word Nick. And it's going to strengthen the eye. But it gave people liver problems. So it's not approved by the FDA right now. So Bruce, good question. Are you still with us? Bruce is not with us. All right, Bruce, on the topic of eyes, is it something you should think about with glaucoma to be a test subject on some of these miracle drugs?
When it comes to glaucoma, you really want to prioritize safety. Being a test subject in clinical trials can be an option, but only through reputable studies with full medical oversight. If your doctor thinks a trial is a good fit, it could be worth discussing, but never go it alone or chase miracle claims. Always informed, always safe.
Now, Bruce, he asked me to see a retina specialist because of one eye, but together with both eyes, Bruce, my vision's fine. And he talked about the surgery that they would probably want to do. I mean, Isak, shouldn't I wait until it becomes a problem?
I'm sorry, but you've hit the daily limit
Bruce's
for
brother.
advanced voice.
Bruce, no. We got to get rid of Bruce's brother. All right, Isak, so I turned Bruce off. I mean, why? He says that membrane has progressively gotten worse every time he'd seen me for the last 5 years. It'd be a consult, yes. Glaucoma doctors don't know much about the retina, and I understand that. Shouldn't I wait for something that serious? I'm watching TV right now, both eyes. I can drive fine, both eyes. It's only if I close this eye. I mean, I don't want them ripping open an eyeball. He told me it's not going to damage the eye. It's not going to hurt the eye. It's just a matter of vision. And if my vision's fine with both eyes, take it out. Isn't that what they did to that guy on General Hospital, Patch? Remember they had him wear a patch? So I was thrilled that my ox scan was stable, pressures are good, and I left. Just be careful. One of the receptors are gone. Well, hey, that's what I asked him. I said, all right, is there any damage that's going to be done here? That's different. I would see the retina guy like this. But he told me, no, that membrane on top of your eyeball is not going to damage anything. That was my biggest concern. Where it's serious. Well, that's what I want to know. Like, he told me this is strictly just a vision thing. It's just you're looking through saran wrap, and when it gets to the point where things are blurry out there, fine, I can go see him. So right now I walked out. He wants to see me every 4 months. And that was after a 72-hour fast. So I was dehydrated. And the pressures were still 13 and 14. So, look, I'll go back in 4 months. If the vision gets to the point, they're going to do a visual field test. You know, if I pass the visual field test, really, I mean, do you really think I should go see the retina guy? You know what he's going to say. Hey, let's break open your eyeball, clear out all the floaters. They get to make 30 grand. I could lose my vision. Yeah. He told me the pressures are fine, you know. So that's where I left it. I said, I'm fine. I was such a nervous wreck. Stomach was upset, all that. I didn't know what the ox scan was going to show. Now I feel so much better. Yeah, I forgot, because you have to pay for health care. Oh, is it free for you? Yeah, it comes out of our check, but my company pays most of it. All right. Did you guys all follow along with this story? We're doing funniest comments tonight. What a hilarious story. This man, she divorces him. She milks him dry. Once his bank account got to zero, she divorces him. He goes to the beer store to get a 6-pack after they got divorced. You know, signed the papers. It was official. And he buys a lottery ticket, something he never really does. $40 million he hits. She wants half after she dumps him. Let's go to the comments. The judge just laughed. This woman made up all the excuses in the world why she deserves half. Oh, man. It just... All right. Katie says, good job, Judge. He bought the ticket after the divorce was finalized, and it was a couple of hours after anyway, not a couple of minutes. I know. She's like, oh, can't you just give me $500,000? Well, you shouldn't have dumped him. What's hilarious is he countersued her for $2,500. The judge threw that out. Senor says, God bless that man in a wonderful way. Got the money and got to enjoy her desperate attempt for a piece of it. Living the dream. Scott says, this guy has the greatest timing on earth. Buys the lottery ticket 3 hours after his divorce is final. He is my hero. Do I have any family? None that I know of, but Mom is taking lantanoprost all of a sudden. So, but she has not been diagnosed with glaucoma as far as I know. So no, there's no family history that I know of. But interesting that Mom all of a sudden is taking lantanoprost. Ty says, I spent 5 of the best minutes of my life watching that video. I'd like $50. Tiffany says she was not his wife when he purchased the ticket. True. James says, that's the luckiest man alive. Perry says, gives a new meaning to the old saying, a dollar short and a day late. If she's taking lantanoprost, she probably has at least, yeah, I think so too. Mom said her pressures are, I think, 17, 18. But she won't tell me that she has glaucoma, but you have to have it, right, if you're taking lantanoprost. Chris says a career. Was she a graduate of the Millennia School of Pole Dancing? However you say Trump's wife's name. Millennia? Is that how you say her name? Alexander says, when your argument starts with, I strongly believe that, that's enough to tell you she doesn't have a case. Jamie says, the lottery ticket is the only proof for when it was purchased. That receipt does not show a winning number. Judge better ask more questions. Sean Harrison says, this is the feel-good story of 2026. Julie Smith says, all they have to do is check when the numbers hit. Then you can track the ticket and when it was truly purchased. Corey says, I don't believe she is entitled to any of that money. However, I think he should be, out of kindness, give her some money to restart her life. Maybe just enough to buy herself a home and a car. Kindness goes a long way. She gave him 7 years of her life. Marriage good or bad, I don't know, but I know she deserves something. Now hold on. She took this old man's entire bank account until it was gone and then said bye-bye. You really think she deserves something? Heck no. I think the judge loved every minute. The gold digger got rid of her sugar daddy, and he goes and hits for $40 million. It is one of the greatest stories ever. And she got exactly what she deserves. She didn't work for those 7 years and just lived off of his money. Yaya says, am I the only person noticing every time the camera panned to her, her hair was blowing in the artificial wind? Your mother could also have ocular hypertension, which is similar. It's true. Doesn't necessarily have to be glaucoma. So Esox, my dad brought up. Let me bring this up. I don't want to lose these comments. Dad brought up a product that he bought off of Facebook. He's got stage 3 kidney disease, and he'll try anything at this point. Astaxanthin, or xanthan. Astaxanthin claims to be a miracle pill on Facebook for $50. Do you know anything about it? Do you know anything about what the doctor said? This nicotinamide or something that's supposed to be, like a miracle eye drug in the works. Any information on that? Okay, Han Wang says, it doesn't sound like the lady has any claim to the lottery winnings. Oh man, what a story. This is probably the greatest ultimate revenge story I think anybody my age would appreciate. You haven't heard anything like that? Okay. It's not necessarily to reverse glaucoma, he said, as it is to strengthen the eye. Michael says, give her $100,000 just because. Raymond says, laughing out loud, how did that work out for her? Next time, don't file for a divorce right away. Just wait a while, like 40 years. Oh, man. This is just the greatest gold digger revenge story ever. The $40 million is before taxes. And why did he tell her about winning the money? It's true. Somehow she had to find out about it. Is there a fan on her? Why is her hair blowing in the breeze? Let's watch. Her hair is blowing. You think Dad's getting scammed with astaxanthin, and he's telling me to research it. The Facebook commercial said it's 6,000 times more powerful than vitamin C. Ken says he got lucky twice. Lacey says winning $40 million on the same day the divorce was finalized was the universe's way of congratulating him. Reginald said, she said 9 a.m. happily. Now she's mad. Kerry says, odds on him going out to grab another six-pack and a sly lottery ticket after the court hearing. She doesn't have $2,500. He countersued her. Linda says, so what? He got the lottery ticket after being divorced. She's stretching it. The laugh's on you. Terry says the judge was just on a post with her son, an influencer with followers who were sued for filming a teacher who fell. Oh, did not know that. Steve says no. Should have made her pay him the $2,500. That would have been the ultimate slap in the face if the judge would have awarded him $2,500. Lucy says, are we going to be paid for watching this video? Just asking. Brian says, king move. 6-pack and a lucky dip lottery ticket. Daryl says he literally hit the lottery twice in one day, just 3 hours apart. He is the luckiest man alive. Frida says same episode as Judge Potter from Mango Park. Alicia says Judge needs to see the original winning ticket to verify the date. Randy says whoever gets a receipt for a lottery ticket, Michael says, I died when the judge said, you should have hung in there till 12 o'clock. Oh my goodness. Look at her. She's so mad. So mad. Cheryl says, I am 100% on the husband's side. Troy says, I'm glad she didn't get anything from him. You file for divorce, he doesn't owe you anything. Jen says, who says that the lottery receipt wasn't for another ticket? I don't know. Is it the numbers on a receipt? So Isaacs, all right, let's take a look at this miracle product that Dad is insisting. He's taking it. He doesn't care. He's got stage 3 kidneys, so he's going to try anything at this point. All right, Isaacs. What do we know about astaxanthin? Let's wake up Bruce. Bruce, I know I asked you this before. Dad bought astaxanthin off of Facebook. He's telling me to research it. Bruce, let's deep dive. Dad has stage 3 kidneys. It's supposed to help the kidneys, the skin, and your eyes.
So the research on astaxanthin for stage 3 kidney disease is still very preliminary. Some animal and lab studies suggest it might help by reducing inflammation or oxidative stress, but there's no solid evidence yet in humans. It's not approved as a treatment, and especially in kidney patients, supplements can have unknown risks. If your dad is considering it, he really needs to talk to his nephrologist first and keep his focus on proven treatments.
$40, Bruce. He's 85 years old. Stage 3 kidneys. He doesn't want to do dialysis, Bruce. Why not take a chance? What's he got to lose?
I get where you're coming from. It's a tough spot, especially at that age. But even if it's $40, supplements can have unexpected interactions, especially with kidneys. I know it's hard, but I really think it's better to keep it all above board with his doctor. Just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's risk-free.
What do you guys think out there? Esox, any opinion? We're looking at an article that says top 5 astaxanthin supplements for youthful skin in 2026. Where are you going? Jaden? Yeah. What are you eating? What? Did you eat? Yeah. Okay.
No.
There we go, Bruce. We're looking at astaxanthin, 5 different products. 12 milligrams per serving. Let's see what the bottle says. It says soy-free. ESOC says there isn't any human experiments done yet, but the rat models for that are really promising. All right. I mean, Bruce, is it possible? I mean, is it something I should try?
I'd be really cautious here, especially with your dad's kidney condition. The rat studies are promising, but they don't guarantee safety in humans. If you're even slightly unsure, it's better to stick with advice from his doctor. Don't let a promising supplement override real medical guidance.
Can it translate to humans if it works on rats?
It's possible, but it's definitely not a guarantee. Rats and humans can respond very differently to compounds, especially in something as sensitive as kidney function. So it's best to see actual human trials before considering any kind of routine use.
Esox, you want a chess tournament? Me and you are the only ones that would win. Most people would have a tough time beating us. All right, should I whip up a game of chess? It's been a while. All right, let me see if I can, how long it'll take me to get chess to work here. How about chess.com? Esox brought up chess earlier. But rat models are obviously different, and I wouldn't recommend doing it unless you're desperate or curious. But that is definitely desperate. Let's see if I can get into my chess.com account here. By the way, my chess.com is Daily Dose of Jeff. Dad wants me to do the studies on it. All right, let's play. Do we want blitz? Remember, I'm going to be using my finger here. Let's look at my blitz rating. Daily Dose of Jeff. Let's play. Play online. Five-minute game against who? Who's opponent? Oh, this guy's rated 1610. And he aborted it. What's that all about, Dickaboo? I'm playing Marty Truffle Hunter. Rated 1671. He's way rated higher than I am. I'm 1615.
All right, perfect. That sounds like a good challenge. Just stay sharp, and you've got a solid rating yourself. So let's see how you do. I'll keep an eye on the clock for you, and if anything interesting happens, I'll chime in.
Sounds good, Bruce. Is that you,
Awesome.
E-Sox, who wants to be my friend? Somebody sent me a friend request. That's got to be E-Sox. Now, I usually play 3-minute games. I only do this because I'm using a computer. E-Sox sent me a friend request. E-Sox, are you ever going to show me your face one day? Just once. The curiosity's killing me. I understand you want to keep your anonymity. Is that the word? Oh, this guy went queenside on me. We have to readjust here.
Yeah, definitely keep an eye on that. A queenside push like that can really change the dynamics. Take a deep breath, slow down, and just get your pieces back in sync. And no rush. You got this.
Well, thanks, Bruce, for the advice. Bruce, this guy's rated really high, 1671. He's a strong player.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely got some serious skill. Just stay calm, play your game, and don't overthink it. Even a small mistake from him could swing things your way. So just keep sharp.
All right, Bruce, I'll take your advice here. I think I got to push in the middle. It's a risky move here.
Yeah, it is a bit of a risk, but if you keep your center strong, it might give you some control later on. Just be ready to adapt. If he counters, you'll have to stay flexible, but I think you've got a solid plan. Go for it.
Oh, no, that was a mistake. Oh, we can get my horse. Well, no, maybe not.
Yeah, it looks like you might be a move or two behind now, so you want to play super carefully. Don't rush. Just focus on defending that king side and see if you can stabilize the position. You've still got a chance.
I think we're kind of balanced here. We got some awkward pieces. I think I'm going to lock up. Should I lock up the middle? Yeah, we better. We're going to move over to a queenside attack here. All right, let's shift gears.
Exactly, just like you said. Lock down that center and then use that queenside maneuver to put some pressure. Stay patient, and if you can get a piece deep in his side, you might turn this around.
I don't know where he's going with that knight. I'm putting pressure on that c-pawn.
Yeah, exactly. Keep the pressure on that c-pawn. If he moves the knight too far, you might get a tactical breakthrough. Just keep an eye on his king's safety. If he overcommits on that side, you could counter big.
Man, is this guy defensive. Let's kick the knight back.
Yeah, that's a good call. If you push his knight back, it'll give you more control over the center, and it might open up some space for your rook or bishop. Just stay patient and watch his counter moves.
Oh, he wants to open things up. He got a pawn.
Exactly.
Now he's got...
Right, so now he's trying to open up that diagonal for his bishop or maybe a queenside attack. You just need to keep your pieces flexible, block any immediate threats, and then look for a chance to break through yourself. Stay sharp.
I got some play here.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got some room to maneuver now, especially if you can bring your rook into the center. Keep the initiative, and you might be able to force him into a defensive stance. Just stay calm and take it one move at a time.
He's got the lead.
Yeah, it does look like he's got a slight edge, but don't get discouraged. You still have pieces that can shift the balance. Just stay alert, watch your timing, and see if you can create a tactical opportunity. You never know.
And he's got a time lead on me too, and this guy's really good. I know he wants to bring his knight right to here.
Exactly, yeah. If he gets that knight into the center, it could be really dangerous. So I keep an eye on that square, maybe move a piece to block or counter it. And if he pushes, you might have a defensive tactic or a counterattack yourself. Stay sharp.
He's overloading the queen here.
Yeah, I see that. He's definitely trying to create too many threats for you to handle at once. I'd focus on defending the queen and look for a way to swap off or simplify. If you can neutralize his attack, you might still hold this.
We each got about a minute and a half left. My pieces are in really bad shape here.
Yeah, time is tight and the position is getting shaky. At this point, I'd say focus on just staying solid. Don't make any blunders, keep your king safe, and if you can hold on, you might get a chance to at least save the game with a draw. Stay calm.
Oh, he's got a fork. I missed it. Well, no, it actually would be a trade.
Yeah, you're right. It's not a total disaster. It's a trade, so at least you're not losing a piece immediately. Just keep your cool and see if you can simplify it. Maybe a perpetual check or something to hold on to a draw. Good luck.
He's under a minute.
Yeah, exactly. So now you got to just stay sharp. Even with a minute, if you keep it simple, you might catch him off guard. Just play quickly but carefully. Stay focused and see if you can hold on to the end.
Oh, no, that was bad. That was really bad. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was it. I made a blunder. I'll resign. Good game. He played great. He played really good. Let's see. Are we allowed to review it? No, we can't review it. Good game, Marty Truffleheimer. He played really great chess. We gave it a shot, Bruce. He was rated very high. 1671. All right, let's get back to the comments. Is anybody getting laughs out of here tonight? Last night was, yeah, I know. You think I would beat you, Esox? That guy was rated really strong. He had some great moves. Esox wants to play me? I'm so used to playing 3 minutes, though. Like, playing this is weird to me. All right, where's your friend request here? Down here? Here's it says no new requests. I don't know what happened, Esox. Did you take your request away? It shows one new request. Oh, I accepted it? Oh, all right. Is this you? Play a friend? Jeff is easy pickings. Who's that? Is that me in that picture? What'd you do? You made a funny picture of me? Are you Jeff is easy pickings? Okay. All right. Jeff's playing Jeff. Esox is rated 100 points lower. Esox plays chess. He plays everything. He does glaucoma. He travels the world. What doesn't he do? What are you not good at? Are you good at golf too? He plays poker. Oh, you're opening up your king side. You play golf, but you're bad? All right. Not a bad game going here. Both playing a safe game. Decision time. Good move. Oh, he sucks. You left your queen hanging. It's all right. It's all right. Still got some play. You got this, Esox. Still got a lot of play here. Oh, he sucks. Come on. Making blunders. Making 1,500 blunders. It's all right. It's just a fun game. No big deal. No big deal. No biggie. Good game, he sucks. Hey, you gave me 6 points back that other guy took from me. Good match. Good match. You can review the match. Good game. All right, let's go on to the next viral video, y'all. Let's see. What else? Did you guys know there is another possible Wemby out there? Wait till you see this guy, folks. 7th grade. 7th grader. My man is jamming in 7th grade. The NBA is watching this guy like a hawk. All right, let's go to the comments on this character. I don't even know his name, but man, when you can dunk like that in 7th grade, wow. All right, James says, been in 7th grade since 2020. That's true. They never said how old he is. Let's see the replies to that comment. For the 7th time, Kerry says, I looked up the public records. He has a mortgage consideration for $589,000. Raymond says, COVID year didn't count, and this is 5th time, 6th counting COVID. Samuel says, practice makes perfect. Beard says, this reminds me of the scene from Bad Boys 2 with Reggie. You look 30, show me some ID. Tony says, you win Internet Comment of the Year. Donald says, are we still doing grades and not ages? Yasho says, was that Kendrick Perkins who shook his hand? Kendrick Perkins. Bro Rich says, yeah, he may be in 7th grade, but his driver's license says otherwise. Lucas says, Dad held him back 1 to 2 times minimum. That kid's about 15 is my guess. Still a beast. Kim says, he 14. My son 14 going into 10th grade. My 12-year-old's going into 7th grade. I guess Kim's proud of that. Andrew says, when they say the grade instead of the age, then you know something happened. Manuel Martinez says, there was a guy in my 6th grade class who joined the Army 3 years later. Dre says, when I was in 7th grade, I've seen a few who can bang like this. Jamie says, bro, at least 14. Milton says he might be dunking on these kids, but they keep the game close. Danny says, check his birth certificate. My man already going gray. Jeff says, I couldn't even do a layup in 7th grade. I didn't even get my first dunk till the end of 8th grade. Jason says, he's near the same height as Kendrick Perkins. Who is this Kendrick Perkins? Marvin says, yeah, I'd clip him because you not about to embarrass me. No, sir. Manny says, that's it. I'm reclassifying my son from 6th grade back to the 4th grade. Carlos says, might be Kendrick Person's son. If so, I see why he's doing this. Dane says, then he drove home after. No way he is 12. Grant says, what height? Jaron Korcher was 12 years old and 5'10" in 7th grade, throwing it down like this. Parker says, reminiscent of a 1986 Chris Webber. A little bit. Steven said, yeah, he definitely got 401k. All jokes keep shining, young fella. All jokes. Stan Smith already got the NBA showboating moves down. Johnny says one of the Charlotte Hornets of 2033. Charles says, remind me of my middle school years. I had to guard the dunker. Antonio says, it varies from state to state. My daughters reside in Minnesota and are 12, 13. They'll be playing on varsity when the school year starts. Vincent said he's 24 at 7th grade. All right, let's look at the next one. Let's see. We did the missing father. We did the policeman. We did the lottery wife. From last night, Steve Harvey. Did anyone see it?
How do you mean?
You know, you're the one person.
Look at the fake tears. Sniffles.
You're the one person that I really wanted to talk to. Because of a mistake I made, I cast you into a spotlight, a place that I never intended to, that I would not want to happen to anybody.
All right. We need to stop and show what he did. All right. For those of you out there who watch this replay and wonder why Steve Harvey is apologizing, I watched it live, and man, your heart just breaks for her. What he did. So on Google, type Steve Harvey. Does it come up? Okay, it's the second one. Just type Steve Harvey and choose the second option. Oh. Is this the full thing? Okay. Oh, man. It's heartbreaking. Columbia, he announces. Miss Universe. You think you won, right?
I have to apologize.
She's wearing the tiara. She's got the flowers. Oh, my gosh.
The first runner-up is Columbia.
You talk about the worst nightmare come true. Look at it. Oh my gosh. Steve Harvey, how?
Miss Universe 2015 is Philippines.
Oh my gosh. One of the most embarrassing moments in TV history. All right, let's watch it again.
Columbia!
Oh my God. You crown her.
I have to apologize.
Oh my gosh. All right. So now we come to this.
I'm sorry, I'm beyond sorry for what happened that night and that it was you. Really, at the end of the day, I hope we walk away from here with something special. So, where are you finally since breaking the silence? I mean, I don't even know how to start the interview. I just,
Well, after all that happens, the only thing I wanted to do was like being with my family and like take a rest from everything that I went through. So I don't know. It took time because I couldn't stop like thinking, oh my God, it really happened. It was like it was like a nightmare, and I was like watching like the videos, and I couldn't believe that happened to me. So I needed time to be with my family, like to come.
Let's get right to the comments, shall we? I mean, the poor woman. You still came in second. All right. Mike says a lesson on how a real man faces up to his mistakes. All right. Got to give Steve some credit. Marty says he truly felt bad. I'm glad they were able to sit and talk. Trish says their names were way too similar. They should have had him announce the country. Heather says, I love how authentic his apology was then and now. Very humbling. He made a mistake like any human. I'm glad they had this moment. Des says, anybody realize this happened 11 years ago? It was 11 years later, this interview. Frankie says, I think an apology is fine, but it wasn't a dramatic situation. I'm sure he's got more to apologize for than mispronouncing a name. Frankie, he didn't mispronounce a name. He announced the woman as Miss Universe and let her relish in the spotlight for a full 30 seconds and then strips her from it. Oh, YouTube flagged me. All right, YouTube. All right. Tommy says, I wonder if he paid her any money. I doubt it. Let's see the replies to that money comment. Yvonne says, definitely. Contran says, why? Maui says, EHY, whatever that means. Patricia says he should have. If he hasn't, do something for her. So what? He thought she was the winner and she wasn't. Helly says most people wouldn't apologize, but Steve has a good heart, kind and honest, especially being in the public eye. Dale says his brain knew she should have won and accidentally announced what his opinion was. She is flawless. Shelley says, I thought it was Sofia Vergara. So pretty. Dr. Bretcher says, the live television blunder forced the removal of the crown from Miss Columbia's head to be placed on Philippine. Harvey took full responsibility for the error on stage and later clarified the cue card layout caused the confusion. The card listed Miss Universe on the right side, and he misread it. Sharon said made her more famous than if he didn't make the mistake. That is true. Look at all the if he didn't make that mistake, she would not be sitting there right now. We would not be looking at this 11 years later. So definitely blessing in disguise. Let's bring Bruce in onto this. I like that comment. Bruce, very interesting. So we're looking Steve Harvey's interview with Miss Columbia 11 years later, and we're reading the comments. Of course, Bruce, you know, he announced her as the winner accidentally 11 years ago, and then he apologized. And Joyce says, or Sharon says, made her more famous than if he didn't make the mistake. What do you think, Bruce? I mean, we're watching her 11 years later. We would never know who she was. She'd be forgotten about, lost in the sauce if he never made this mistake. And she's a celebrity because of his mistake.
It's an interesting paradox, isn't it? The mistake did catapult her into a unique kind of fame. Suddenly, everyone remembered her. But fame from a mishap isn't always the type someone wants. Still, she leveraged it well. In a way, both things can be true. The era gave her visibility, but it's her own merit that kept her relevant over the years.
I'm just saying, sometimes, Bruce, things are a blessing in disguise. And I think this is one of them. I mean, Bruce, what do you think about the Will Smith slap on Chris Rock? I mean, that worked out pretty good for Chris Rock.
It definitely amplified attention on Chris Rock. People flocked to his shows, his stand-up got more buzz, and it kept him in the cultural conversation. That said, I'm sure he'd rather be known for his comedy than that incident. But as you said, sometimes attention, want it or not, can create new opportunities.
And he got a pretty good payout from what I hear also, Bruce.
Yes, his stand-up special addressing the incident reportedly drew huge attention and lucrative deals. It seems he turned an unfortunate moment into a professional win. But I think even he'd say that managing it thoughtfully afterward mattered more than the moment itself.
Didn't he win, what was it, $400 million from Will Smith in the court case?
No, there was no court case awarded